Got somebody on cell.
I'm chasing Aldean. Good morning, guys. Welcome to Professional Homestead / Poorboys. I'm gonna give you a tour at the garden. In this bed, we have spinach and lettuce.
Spinach and lettuce. All right, let's go to the next bed. What you have in this bed, Colton?
We have cabbage.
Cabbage. All right, Katarina cabbage. Well, we're at bed number 3. What you got in this bed, Farmer Colton?
I'm not a farmer. I'm a singer.
You a singer?
Yeah.
Well, what's your name?
Chasing Aldean.
Well, Jason Aldean, what you have in this bed?
It's cauliflower.
It's cauliflower. All right, amazing cauliflower. What you got here, sir?
Broccoli.
All right, we got some broccolini. You ain't got nothing in that bed. What you got in that pot, sir?
Radishes.
Radishes. All right. What you got coming up here, sir?
Swiss chard.
Swiss chard. Guys, that Swiss chard there looks pretty rough on the bugs been eating on it, but I've been keeping this going all year. And now that it's getting cooler, it's going to start putting off some new leaves. Y'all see I got it dusted trying to get the bugs under control before the new leaves starts coming on for the fall. All right, look like you got a bed full in here. What's that?
Tender greens.
Tender greens. So some tender mustard greens.
Tender mustard greens.
What you got in that little box?
Lettuce.
Lettuce. Guys, there's some romaine lettuce and some butterhead lettuce. Oh, you done made a pot out of old barbecue grill this year. What you got in that barbecue grill?
Radishes.
Some more radishes? All right. Look like you got something coming up pretty good there. What you got?
Beets.
Beets.
Get ready to eat.
We got some beets to get ready to eat. There's going to be some red and gold beets mixed in that. So what you got down there in that bed? That looks like that's coming on.
It's squash.
Some yellow squash, he says.
Let's go over.
Guys, we got one little yellow squash. The beer is small now. A couple more blooms. But I had to dust all this stuff that's been out here. But now that it's cooling off, everything ought to start doing a little better. And in this little round bed you have
Celery.
some celery. Boy, you're going to have a bunch of celery. I think we're going to have to do a little thinning on that once it gets coming on better.
Here's the tag.
Well, what kind of bird's sitting up there?
Owl.
An owl? He keeps the bugs away? The birds away? Is that what his job is?
It's not a real owl.
Oh, it's not a real owl? Okay.
Guys, this is our muscadines.
And they were loaded down this year, guys. We've got around 30 gallons total off of these muscadines. That's a lot of muscadines, ain't it, Colton?
It will. Chasing Aldean?
Well, I'm sorry. That's a lot of muscadines, wasn't it, Jason Aldean?
It was.
All right. Guys, a little bed right here was my prism kale. Y'all see I lost a lot of it during the extreme heat, but I got some new plants coming on.
I'm a new person. I'm Coach Johnson.
Same thing over here with my rainbow chard. I lost some of them, so I got some new ones coming on. And y'all can see in the heat of the summer, the bug damage was terrible. So I really didn't do nothing until the weather started cooling off, and now I started dusting them good, and as it puts on new leaves, we'll pull them old bug damaged ones off. What you got in that tire there, Rascal Rabbit?
Carrots.
Carrots. Look like you got a pretty good little stand coming up. They kind of thick in some spots and a little spare in the others, but you got some carrots coming on. And in this bed right here, guys, what do you got there, Mr. Jason Aldean?
Onions.
Some green onions?
Yellows.
So yellow onions. Nah, that's some green onions. Guys, we just planted some bunch of onions in here, just some seeds, and they coming up. And I don't know how good of a stand we're gonna have, but guys, we're gonna have some empty beds this year, but I'm saving one right back there for November. That's where I'm gonna plant my Vidalia onions whenever the corner market gets the plants in. I got a couple of fall tomato plants right here. I put in a pot here because I know they ain't gonna get big enough before the frost, so I'm gonna have them in a pot. That way I can set them in the greenhouse. One of them's a Florida 98 and the other's a Bendita, I believe. That's more or less just a test. I wanted to test the Florida 91 seeds before I planted them this winter for the spring. There's an update on our fig trees that I got from Mr. Buddy. He started them by them clippings. That's a brown turkey. And guys, I got a fig that big around, my first fig off of it the other day. And you can see here the Black Mission, it's got a fig that's ready to eat today. But man, them things sure enough grown. That's the Celeste.
Papaw.
We got us a little mixed salad coming on there. There's my fig tree that I dug up. The story behind that is I thought it was dead, or it was dead. The roots wasn't dead, and it started coming back, so I planted it back in the pot. This little bed right here, sun's coming up now, guys, but that's Asian greens. And I planted some cucumber seeds in there, but I don't think none of them's come up yet. They may not come up. I planted some seeds, cucumber seeds that I'd saved, but it don't look like none of them's coming up. And in this little water tank bed here, I'm experimenting with 2 different new cauliflowers. I just planted the seeds straight in this bed. And we're gonna see how they do by just being started straight out here by themselves. One's supposed to be a small cauliflower around 33 days. The other's supposed to be a early cauliflower. I forget the proper name, early something. And it's supposed to be around 50 days, but they don't get that big, just smaller heads. There's our Honey Delight tomato. Been making tomatoes all year and still got a bunch of green tomatoes. And if it puts on any more tomatoes off of these, they ain't gonna have time before we get to frost. But you can see I still got lots of green tomatoes that I'll be getting. And it is still putting on. There's more little ones and more blooms. But there's still lots of tomatoes up in there, guys. Hopefully I get me some good lettuce so I can make me some salads. There are my tropical sunsets. They need picked again this morning. Them be good from that fresh lettuce for salad. That one's the same way. Colton's up there hollering at me wanting something. He done took off. And then of course, our still got our peppers going. Some eggplants still going. Then I planted some Brussels sprouts in ground. I planted some cauliflower back here and some broccoli. in the ground. Now these is plants I bought at the corner market. But these was bigger plants than mine that I had started. When I seen them, I just got a 6-pack of each and planted in ground. And we're still, guys, going into the 3rd week of September. This hyphenator still making tomatoes. And I've been busy this week, and I done let that one get overripe. That's what I was telling y'all earlier in the last video. You have to pick them early. If you don't, they get overripe too quick and bust open. Just like this other one right here. And this one right here is just before cracking, or it's starting to crack. But see, we got, after being so dry, and then I watered heavy, and then we got 2 rains about 2 days apart. Now these last ones is wanting to crack bad. But that amazes me, for a hyphenator tomato that was planted in March or early April when I set that out, has made tomatoes all year long. And y'all can see I ain't got but 4 or 5 left on there. Because it ain't got time to even though it's cooling off, it ain't got time to make no more blooms and no more tomatoes this year. Frost to get them before they get ready. But I do have, I don't know, 4 or 5 on there that if I watch them and pick them before they start getting ripe and cracking open, then they can finish ripening on the shelf. And guys, out here in the outside gardening, my okra, yeah, that's some poor looking stuff, ain't it? But it made enough for us to eat. But now that this done got cool, these cool nights, it pretty much come to a halt as soon as them nights get back cool. But out here I got a stand of mustard greens on this end. And I got a stand of rutabagas on this end. And right there in the middle, some of them's just coming up. I had to reseed that. And I see some of them's coming up. So the little metal section here is rutabagas also, but they're gonna be a couple weeks behind these. And them spotty. Looked like when I done it before the rain kind of washed my seeds in patches. But the mustard greens will be good. This is 4 more of them Florida 91 tomatoes and 4 more of them Benditos. And I know they're not gonna do nothing. In order for you to get the fall tomato, you'd have to plant these tomatoes in July. And how a person keeps a tomato growing in July and August when it's 100 degrees, I don't know. But I just started these, like I said, testing the seeds basically, and I'm gonna have 2 or 3 of them I put in my greenhouse. See if I can have some tomatoes growing in the greenhouse this winter. So them little fellas there, they ain't gonna last long. First frost to get them.
Guys, that's the end of our garden plate. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see y'all next time.